Hi everybody, this is Bob with another Logic Pro 10 tutorial. In this video we're going to take a look at Logic's drummer, and more specifically how to edit the drummer in a MIDI track so you can use the piano roll editor to be very specific with your edits to fit your particular song. So let's take a look at the drummer first. So I created a new drummer track here, and it opens up 16 bars with some variation between the first loop and the second loop. So let's take a listen. That's the first loop. Let's take a look at the second loop here. So the second loop has a lot more cymbals and splashes, ride cymbal. So this might be better suited for a chorus, and this would be better suited for a verse, but we'll take a look at that. There are lots of videos out there if you're looking for a tutorial on the drummer itself. I'm not going to go into the specifics of all of these settings here. What I do want to do in this tutorial is point out that the drummer, even though it looks like it's an audio track here, the drummer track is a MIDI track. So we're going to go into the piano roll editor and go in and change some of the settings here. Specifically, if you wanted to remove, let's say, one crash cymbal, or if you wanted to remove a kick drum from the third beat in the measure to the and of three, you can't do that with changing these settings here. So if you want to be that specific, you need to get into the piano roll editor. I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, I said this looks like audio. It's not, it's MIDI. But if you double click on it, all it does is pull open the drummer controls here. So we need to put this on another, we need to create a MIDI region so we can go edit that. So if I just take this, make a copy of this and pull it down to a software instrument track, you'll see that the piano roll editor opens up instead of the drummer, and now I have all of the specific notes in this drum loop that I can go in and edit. Now I'm going to go over here and solo this software instrument track, and notice nothing plays because I don't have an instrument selected. If you opened a software instrument, like if you went up and said software instrument and had the library ticked here, it would open up the default for Logic, and I think that's the electric piano. Yeah, there we go. So if I take this now and pull it down to this electric piano, yes, the electric piano is going to play all of the notes that were played in my drummer track. Well, that's not what we want, right? So I'm going to reset this channel strip here so that I can go back. Let's just go back here and look at the drummer, the drum kit. I can see the smash kit down here, or I can open up this drum kit. I can see it's the smash kit was selected. So all I have to do on this, for this MIDI track that I've created here, is just go in here to my instrument and select drum kit and just change that to match, if that's what I want, of course, the smash kit. Now I can close that. Now if I play this MIDI region, it's exactly the same as this MIDI region. Now keep in mind that the drummer does add some EQ and maybe some compression and some reverb and stuff, which I have not done down here. The only thing I have is the drum kit, so it might sound a little bit different to your ear. But I have the exact same kit, and now I have the same notes here that I'm going to edit. What I'm going to do now with the one region that I have created here, I'm going to create a couple of copies here. So let's call this a verse, this one's a chorus, this one is a bridge. These two are identical, right? But in my verse, let's say that I don't want this snare going on. I'm going to go over here and open this up in the piano roll, and I'm going to find the snare. I believe it's that one right there. So it's this note. When I select this E note on the piano here, it highlights all of the E notes. All I have to do is hit the delete key. Now I've removed the snare. Okay, that's what I want. Now, when my verse starts, let's say I don't want that crash cymbal that starts off in this loop right here. So it's right here. Just take it, highlight it, and delete it. Now I'm going to start this, no crash. It's perfect. That's what I want. Now when I transition from this region to this one, I get the crash, I get the snare drum. Let's check that out right here. I had the crash, now I have the snare. When I transition this area for my bridge, I get the ride cymbal. All of these regions I can edit by going down, by highlighting it and going down here to the piano roll. Let's say this kick drum here. It's one and then the and of 3, and then starts over again. Let's say I don't want that and there, and I just want that on the 3. So I'm going to go 1, 3, and 1. I want to change the length. I just want to move it over. 1, 3, and. Let's try that. So you get the idea here. Okay, I put the kick drum back like it was. Now let's say I want to use that kick drum to create my bass track. So I want a bass track that kind of follows along with this kick drum. Let me just take this region and make a copy of it and move it down to another software instrument track. And by the way I do that is just hold down the Alt key and then click the region and drag it, move it down, let go of the mouse, and now you've created a copy of it. So if I play this now, again, I'm not going to hear anything because I don't have any instrument selected. So let me go over here and let's grab a bass. Let's try let's do a synth bass. How about funk? There we go, funk synth. Okay. We don't want to play the bass with all of these notes, right? We already did that with the piano. That didn't work out well. So I'm going to grab this this bass here, because that's where the C1 is where my kick drum was playing. So that's the note that I want to preserve. So that's where I'm going to play my bass around that kick drum. So I want to get rid of everything else. The best way to do that is to select C1. All of them are highlighted. Now I'm going to go over here and edit. Go to select, go to invert selection. Now that selects everything other than the C1. You can see all the notes that lit up blue here on the piano are the notes that are selected now. Now all I have to do is hit the delete key. Everything's gone except C1. Now, one problem with C1 for this bass, it's too low. Since they're all selected, now I can move these all up 1 octave by hitting Shift, Alt, and the up arrow. It moved up to C2. If I want to move it up again, just do the same thing. That's a little bit too high. So there's C2. My song is in the key of E. So I'm going to start here. So let's see what we have. Let me just solo the drums and my bass. So my bass notes are playing exactly where the kick drum is hitting. I'm going to change these all to 8th notes. And I can see that E flat is highlighted here, so I didn't get it in the right key. So I'm going to move that to E. And then I'm going to edit some of these notes here. So I'm going to add an extra note here. So I'm holding Option and then just adding an extra note here. Let's see what we have. So I added a couple little guitar tracks, a left and right guitar track here, and let's take a listen. So there you go, a great way to take a drummer loop and put it into a MIDI track and edit it with the piano roll, so you can do some fine tuning there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and until next time.